Alright guys, this is a special edition of the TREWS. This is obviously the man, Russell Brand, his book Revolution. My name is actually JD, but I went to a Halloween party tonight, so I dressed up as Russell Brand, the guy trying to lead the revolution. Tell us all about it. This is actually from his Messiah complex. I actually made these with a little poster board. And I just wanted to say that I think Russell Brand's awesome, and the reason why I dressed up as him is because I wanted to inform people what was going on, and that, you know, there's a different way of looking at things. Now, you know, obviously the TREWS is the news if the news was true. So we're going to talk about a few things today that I think is pretty important here in America, things that are going on. Some of my personal topics would be immigration. You know, I'm not a economist or anything like that. I don't know much about how it all works, but here's what I do believe. That lines that were created to separate us should not exist. You know, we are a species just like anything else on this planet. We should be able to go freely wherever we want and do those things as long as we're not harming each other or the planet. And that should be very important. And the people that do come here, from the most part that I see, I've worked with several people from other places. You know, they want to work and they like it here, and they're providing, and they're good people. They're good-hearted people. We shouldn't be, you know, so quick to judge them and say, you know, this is ours. I mean, first off, how did we even come here? The next thing, I'm doing this pretty fast just because I don't want to take up a lot of time from the real TREWS. But the next thing I would say is kid violence. Obviously, there's a lot of violence in schools right now. Something's going on. Kids are, you know, going to school shooting each other. First thing that I could say is, I think would be an easy solution, is let's tone back the amount of games that we're allowing kids to play that are activating, you know, their mind to think about shooting each other, and killing is a game and it's all okay, you get another chance, you come back. Because that's not really how it works, and it can really ruin someone's life. I think psychologically we need to look into that and say, you know, maybe these games are not productive for the next generations to come. What is it providing to our society? You know? Another big thing I want to hit on real quick, this is just a personal phrase of mine, something that really makes my mind think about different things, but the word can't. The word can't is one of my favorite and least favorite words of all the words that could ever be said. The reason why is the word can't, when someone says that to you, in essence, first off, there has to be someone saying something that is pretty profound, something that seems impossible, something that maybe no one else has tried, or they've tried and they've failed miserably. And so when someone else says something to you as far as, you can't do this, that means that A, someone is trying something, and we need to acknowledge that. And that's a powerful thing. The second part of this that makes me actually hate the word, that was the reason why I like this, because someone's trying something. But it's the ones that doubt it, you know, when people say things like world peace and these things aren't possible, those people that doubt it and they speak that mind and they speak it, you know, once it's in the mind and the heart and it speaketh of the tongue, then at that point, you know, they're making their own realities. They're making that true. And so that's what we should focus on, is trying to encourage people, you know, in the Bible, which I don't claim to be just follow one religion, but the Bible does say something that is, to me, really profound. You know, he who has faith as a mustard seed can move mountains. I believe that full and through. You know, when people say that it's not possible, you live in an ideal world, or that's a utopia. Well, it's our moral obligation to strive to those things, to strive for better, see how we can help each other. Why are we always hating each other? You know, everybody just wants to divide us and do these things. That's not what we should be doing. We should be more worried about how can we all get along, how can we all share this place. You know, in life you only need a couple things. That's food, water, air, and shelter. The fifth thing is not a want, but necessarily, or not a need, but necessarily a want. And that'd be a companion. You can have a companion in two different ways. You can have a companion that would just be someone to talk to emotionally be connected to, whether it be a plant, an animal, or another person of the same sex or opposite sex. It doesn't matter. Companionship is just something that we do long for. Now, you could have them for another reason, which would be to have children and to grow another generation. Now, what I believe is the life that we live in is not designed around that system. It's designed to where you're looking at everything else. What else can you add into your life? All that stuff is just stuff. You don't need it. It doesn't make you happy. You don't, at the end of the day, the 4 things in life that we do need is food, water, air, and shelter. And that's the main things we should be concerned about. And how can we provide that for not just ourselves, but everyone? Alright, another thing I'll talk about is the equation. This is something in my mind that I look at. I'm from Alabama. I'm not, college educated. I went to high school. I have been around the United States a little bit. I've met a lot of different people. Well, this is one way I look at things, like the Ferguson case or the ISIS situation and things that go on where we're attacking other countries or other people. In a situation when there's high tension and there's high violence and these things and reaction and action, and it keeps going. What we have to look at is if hate versus hate will only equal hate, then that equation does not make sense. It doesn't make logical sense for us to continue that. That's insanity. Crazy, me and my friends back in the day, we used to say, crazy is a point, insanity is a lifestyle. And we need to remember that. Now, let's replace the H with an L. L representing love and peace and compassion. Instead of these conflicts that we're getting involved in, instead of us offering guns to one side of it, why not offer guns to no sides and offer only medic aid to both sides? We will only be there to provide humanitarian aid for both sides, and we're not in it, and we're not involved. If this is what you want to do and choose to be children, seriously, go sit in the corner if you want to do that type of stuff. So I think that if you take L, which is love versus hate, in that equation, at some point you have to include a peaceful, product of that. Whether it be the first time, the second time, at some point it's going to mathematically work out to where L is in the product of those two sums, or is the sum of those two products. I'm not sure. Like I said, I'm from Alabama. I'm not the smartest in the bunch. Alright, now, lastly but not least, I want to say, I forgot at this point in time. Additional comment is that I do remember the one thing I like the most tonight about the reason why I dressed up as Russell Brand is because, a lot of people were like, oh, the guy that married Katy Perry, or the guy that was in Get Him to the Greek, or Arthur, And to me, that's like such a small spectrum of what it truly is to watch Russell Brand. And if you only knew that of him, I can't wait till they actually go online and look up what he's doing, and the surprise that they'll actually see in someone so intellectual that it's not just an actor on TV. It's not just, So it meant a lot to me to actually go out and tell people, about, the revolution and what we should be doing and waking up. And, people looked at me kind of crazy, but I thought it was amazing. Like I said, I made the little necklace as the Messiah Complex. I thought that was hilarious. Russell Brand, let me get your book right for you. I think you're awesome. It's not really your book. I'm sorry, dude. I'm poor, but I follow you as much as I can. So, anyways, that is some TREWS. Subscribe here. Subscribe here. Not here, but on Russell Brand's page, because that's where you need to be, not watching this. See you later, dude. Russell, if you're watching this, man, give me a shout out. It'd be cool. Take it easy, mate.